Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to apply jelly tips to your nails and make them last. I will also be trying a new nail art design. I do want to go ahead and thank Kiara Sky for sponsoring today's video. As you guys may know, I'm also a brand ambassador, so if you want to save a little bit of money, you can use my discount code KCNAILS to save a little bit of money. As I said in my last video, I am currently sick again, so please just ignore my voice throughout this video. So from my last YouTube video featuring Kiara Sky products, I unboxed some products from Kiara Sky, and that did include this Beyond Pro Flash Cure Sensor LED lamp with the Jelly Tips starter kit. After editing the video, I realized that I didn't even unbox it or show it any more than just pulling it out of the box. So I did want to go ahead and show you guys what the lamp looks like in this video. I'm also going to be comparing it to the previous Flash Cure lamp. The first thing that you see when you open up the box is the warranty card. Do make sure to register online within 30 days from your purchase to protect your lamp. This does also include the instructions telling you how to use the lamp. Underneath that, they do include the wall adapter. I love how Kiara Sky includes everything that you need for your lamps. You don't want to have just a bunch of cables and not enough wall adapters, so that is one thing I really like about Kiara Sky's lamps. The next thing I'm pulling out is the mini lamp itself. As you can see, the design is very similar to the previous Flash Cure lamp. On the bottom, you do have these little silicone strips to prevent it from sliding on your table, and here are the lights underneath. This does also include the cable to connect the lamp to the wall adapter. This is a Type-C to USB cable. It is pretty long as well, which I really like. I hate when lamps have very short cables. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in and make sure that everything works. After plugging it in, I did put my hand under and the lamp turned on, and I realized very quickly that this lamp does not have a turn off feature. So whenever you turn on the lamp, you do have to wait the full 60 seconds for the lamp to turn off. You can unplug it to turn it off, but I would not really recommend to do that because over time that might damage the lamp itself. But that is my biggest downside of this lamp, is you can't really turn it off if you turn it on accidentally. I was also under the impression that this lamp is more of a sensor like their other lamps have, when it's actually a little bit different. So you don't actually have to touch the on and off switch for it to turn on, but you do have to get your finger extremely close. I'm honestly a little unsure of what makes the on and off feature turn on. But as you can see, you don't have to actually touch it, you just have to get very close. I'm going to quickly compare it to the previous Flash Cure model. As you can see, they are the same shape and size. It's pretty much identical except for the newer one. It does have the power symbol on the bottom of the lamp. And on the back, the older model has the button that you have to push to turn it on and off. Like I said, the only downside I'm really finding to the upgraded one is that it doesn't have a turn off feature. But other than that, from what I can see online, they pretty much have the exact same specs and everything. It's just one has a sensor and one has a button. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to properly apply jelly tips to your nails to make them last. If you follow these steps properly, they should last you 3+ weeks. It all depends on your prep and how you apply it, so I'm going to show you the best techniques to applying jelly tips. I do have my practice finger here, which I'm going to be showing you how to apply the jelly tips on. For this tutorial, I will be using the Stiletto Medium Jelly Tips from Kiara Sky. The first thing I am doing is taking my Kiara Sky e-file. This is the purple one. I absolutely love this e-file. I use it all the time. I'm also going to be using Kiara Sky's Fine Grit Black Sanding Bands. Whenever you file your natural nails, you only want to use a fine grit sanding band. You do not want to use any coarse drill bits, especially the ones that are intended for product removal. I'm going ahead and placing that onto my mandrel drill bit. I'm also going to be using my purple dust collector from Kiara Sky and one of the disposable filters. I really love my dust collector. I feel like I haven't quite had enough chances to show you guys me using it, but I definitely love it and I do recommend it if you do nails very often, especially if you are a nail tech. It's definitely important to prevent breathing in all of the nail dust. After washing your hands, the first thing you want to do is push back your cuticles. Obviously, I couldn't really do that because this is a practice finger and I don't really have any cuticle to push back, but you do want to do that step first. The next thing you want to do is what I'm showing you, and that is to remove the shine from your natural nails. You do not want to overfile your nails during this step. That can cause a lot of damage. We are only removing the shine, which will allow the product to properly adhere to your nail bed. Without doing this step, or if you don't do this step well enough, the nail is going to pop off very quickly. This is the main thing that is going to hold your jelly tips onto your natural nails. For this step, you can use a 180 grit hand file, but personally I just find it a little bit easier to prep with an e-file. It does make the process a lot quicker as well. If you're going to file your natural nails with an e-file, do make sure not to use a speed higher than about 4,000 RPM. That way you can prevent the risk of overfiling your nails. The next thing you want to do is take your jelly tip that fits the nail perfectly and go ahead and file the inside of the nail tip. Doing this is going to allow the builder gel to adhere to the nail tip extremely well and hold it into place so it doesn't pop off. The next step is a little bit more optional, but I definitely recommend that you guys do this. It is to flip the nail over and gently file around the edges and the cuticle area of the gel tip. This is going to help it blend in with your natural nail and make it look a lot more natural. I didn't end up showing it, but you do want to make sure to remove all of the dust very well from your nails and the nail tip. I like to use a stiff manicure brush for this part, but you can use a fluffy brush as well. The next step after removing the dust from filing is to take the prep, which is step number 1, and apply this to your natural nail. This is a dehydrator, which is going to remove the oils from your nail bed and allow the product to adhere very well. You can also use acetone or rubbing alcohol, but I definitely recommend to use the prep. After prep is dried, you then want to take the primer, which is step number 2, and apply this to the nail bed as well. Do make sure to not get this product on your skin. If you experience extreme lifting in your manicures, you can apply a second layer of the primer. The next thing you want to do is also apply the primer to the inside of the gel tip. After the primer is fully dry, the next thing we're going to do is take the builder, which is step number 3. This is a very thick gel that is going to hold the gel tips in place. But before we apply the gel tip, you want to take this product and apply a very thin layer to your entire nail. Please make sure not to get any of this product on your skin, as that can cause lifting within your manicure. I'm going to go ahead and cure that under the flash cure lamp for 60 seconds. A very important beginner tip is not to leave your open gel bottles beside the lamps, especially when they are on. Next, we are ready to finally apply the gel tip to the nail. I personally like to spread the builder gel over the entire surface of where the natural nail is going to be. I do not like to bubble the product at the cuticle area. If anything, I actually like to wipe away the extra gel at the cuticle area to make sure I don't have any spillage. After applying the gel inside of the tip, you're going to place it down at the cuticle and slowly push down until the jelly tip is in the proper position. You also want to make sure that the gel fully covers the natural nail. You do not want to have any gaps in between your natural nail and the gel tip itself. One of the hardest parts about learning how to apply jelly tips is making sure that they are straight as you cure it. That can be a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it does become a lot easier. Here's the nail after it's been cured into place. As you can see, I don't have any gel spillage and the gel perfectly lines up with the natural nail. The next thing you want to do is take a hand file. I am using Kiara Sky's 100 grit hand file, and I'm going to go ahead and very gently reshape the edge of the gel tip. Sometimes you will have that little piece in the center that sticks off of the free edge, and you do want to make sure to file that down. And if the nail is a little bit crooked, you can file one side to make it a little bit more straight. Then taking Kiara Sky's pink buffer, I'm going to go ahead and buff away the shine of the gel tip. Whenever you plan to apply gel polish to the jelly tips, you do want to make sure to remove the shine from the nail tip to allow the gel polish to properly adhere. Once again, we are not trying to overfile or remove any of the gel tip product, we're only removing the shine from the tip. To cure my gel polishes, I will be using Kiara Sky's purple LED nail lamp. I'm going to go ahead and take the Color Base Base Coat Gel and apply a thin layer of this to the entire nail. Applying this before the colored gel polish is going to give you a smoother gel polish application. After applying the base coat gel, I did go ahead and cure under the lamp. I'm going to be trying a 3D trippy checkerboard nail art design. I have seen so many designs like this and I've been wanting to try it out for a while. For the base color, I am using Kiara Sky's Pure White Gel Polish. To get a good amount of gel, you want to tap one side of the brush on the neck of the bottle, then wipe the other side completely. This gives you a really good amount of gel that is easy to control. The best tip that I have for painting a clean gel polish base is to put your brush down a little ways away from the skin. You then want to push the brush closer towards your skin and then drag the polish around. Painting the nail this way is going to prevent any flooding of the polish around your skin. This is extremely important. If you get any gel product on your skin, you will experience lifting very quickly in your manicure. You also want to keep each layer of gel very thin so the light is able to fully cure each layer. After painting the first layer of gel polish, I am going to go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. I'm going to repeat the same thing for a second layer of gel polish. After the white gel polish layers are cured, I'm going to go ahead and do some nail art. I'm taking the gel liner color Blacklit. This is a glow-in-the-dark black gel liner color. I'm going to go ahead and do some swirly lines on the nails. I am creating a checkerboard design, so I am trying to keep a good distance in between each of these lines. I do also want these lines to be very consistent. I'm also going to do some horizontal lines as well, again trying to make sure that all of these lines create a perfect square. This is the base of the nail design. I'm going to go ahead and fill in every other square with the black polish to create the checkerboard design. Once I've done the checkerboard design, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to be using the colors Change of Art. This is a primary red gel liner color. I'll also be using the color Self Portrait, which is a very vibrant yellow color. I'll be using the color Cerulean Blue. This is a gorgeous medium blue gel liner color. And I'll also be using the color Take a Tint. This is a lighter pastel blue color. I'm just starting with the red gel liner and I'm doing a very small line on the right side of all of the squares. Then taking the darker blue color, I'm going to do a small line on the left side of all of the squares. If you do make a mistake, you can take a small brush to clean up any of the mistakes. I am using my brush dry, but you can also use it with some rubbing alcohol. Once I've done all of those lines, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Now taking the yellow gel liner, I'm going to go ahead and do a second outline beside the red one. Then taking the lighter blue gel liner, I'm going to do another line on the other side of the blue one. This is supposed to create an illusion that these lines are kind of like moving and 3D-ish. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it, but these trippy nail designs are so cool. I feel like mine didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to, but it still kind of gives off the same effect. Now taking step number 4, which is the top coat gel, I'm going to go ahead and top coat the entire nail. After applying the top coat, you can turn the nail upside down for a few seconds to help it self-level. This will give you a very smooth surface. I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds, and here is the nail. I hope you guys learned some techniques for applying jelly tips to your nails. I know this was my first attempt at trying this nail art design. I feel like it didn't quite turn out how I wanted. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Do make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!